Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to 5 Minutes of Math. This is Mr. Lunsford, and I am glad you joined me this evening. Tonight's homework is for the evening of April 20th, 2018, and tonight we're looking at real numbers review, and we're comparing and ordering real numbers, and we're looking at subsets of real numbers. This, I believe, is part 3. Let's get started. Alright, so we're looking at the real number system, and this is the same chart we've been using. We're looking at numbers 58 through 61. We have here our rational numbers, our irrational numbers, and in our rational numbers, we have integers, whole numbers, and natural numbers. Alright, so first two things we're doing is classifying the square root of 32 and the number 101. The square root of 32 is 5.656854249,492, and it goes on forever. It doesn't repeat, it doesn't end. That means it's irrational. And we're done with the square root of 32. By the way, that was number 58. Number 59 is the number 101. 101 is rational. It's also an integer. It's also a whole number. And it's also a natural number. So it falls into all of the categories on the left-hand side of this chart. So, moving on to number 60. Number 60 asks us to find I believe it asks us to find the perimeter of this square, and the square is 360 meters squared. We're starting with the area, we want to end with the perimeter. So what do? Well, we know since it's a square, all the sides have the same length. So the formula for that is side squared. And if we're looking at the area, 360 equals side squared. Well, how do we find a single side? We do the opposite of squaring a number, and that's taking the square root. So the square root of 360 equals the square root of side squared, and we end up with 18.97. That's our S, okay? And if we have one side, now we want to find the distance around this square. And the perimeter for a square is side times 4. So if we start with 18.97 and multiply it by 4, we end up with our perimeter being 75.88 meters. All right, remember, since this is a single dimension, we're only looking at length. We're looking at the length around this figure. We don't need meter squared, it's just meters. All right, so going on to the last problem for tonight, and that's number 61. Number 61 asks us to order the following numbers from least to greatest. And here's our four numbers. 2 1/5, 2.22 repeating, the square root of 5, and 2.25. Our strategy is the same as it has always been. We're going to convert each number to standard form, and that just means we make sure that each one of them is a decimal. All right, so going on, 2 1/5 is 2.2. 2.22 is about 2.22. And again, I know it sounds like I said the same thing. 2.22 repeating, we're going to estimate to mean 2.22. And the square root of 5 is 2.236. And 2.25, we don't have to change because it's already a decimal. Now, I didn't realize this, but when I took the numbers from the book and just put them on the screen, I accidentally put them in the right order. So what you're looking at is correct. 2 1/5, or 2.2, is less than 2.22, which is less than 2.236, or the square root of 5, which is also less than 2.25. That's our notation from least to greatest. All right, and that is it. Y'all take care, and remember, math is not just about numbers. It's all about the relationships that surround us every day. Have a good one.